What is up, y'all? I've made a lot of videos about like battery life, some other shit, and I had a question on a different video about how I make sure that I get good battery life. So, um, for one, I'm using. Let me take a screenshot real quick, just so that you know that I'm not lying. When I swipe up, so you can see the resolution for yourself. I'm not running it in the 1080p mode. I'm running it at full resolution. I'm not running it in performance mode either, as you can see. It's in 1080p mode. Um, let's look at my battery life. Let me optimize that real quick. All right. So let's have a look at the battery life. As you can see, these are apps taking up like my battery. And there you go. There you have it. 17 hours and 59 minutes on battery. 8 hours of screen on time. 1 minute 14% left. There you have it. So one trick I love to do in order to save battery life on my Note 9 is to make sure that when you go into, sorry, give me a second. When you go into the settings, make sure that you optimize your battery usage. Make sure you turn all of those on, and then you go out of there. That seems to help a lot because it prevents a lot of apps from taking or using up a lot of your battery in the background, which contributes to a lot of battery percentage loss. And also, from my testings, if you watch my previous video, running it in 1080p mode doesn't get me better battery life necessarily. For me personally, anyway. I don't run it at performance mode, meaning I'm not using the full display brightness, but I am using full resolution, and I don't use always on display either, which saves a little bit of battery life because I think it uses, if I'm correct, like 1% per hour. So this has been on for how long? 18 hours. So that's 18% that would have been lost if I had my always on display working. But I do keep location on, which is funny because in phones I've used in the past, it's always been a culprit, always stolen a lot of battery life. Meaning, that probably if I turned that off and turned off Bluetooth, I could probably get even better battery life. I have Sync on. I have Dolby Atmos on all the time because I really like the audio that comes out of the phone with it on. So these are the things I keep open. My Wi-Fi. I keep my Wi-Fi on. I don't use the blue light filter that much unless my eyes hurt when I'm looking at the screen. And then Sync and Dolby Atmos. I don't use the other things that much, but I like that they're there, like Smart View, and some other stuff. So as you can see for yourself, I have not charged this phone in 18 hours, which is good. Some people like to go a whole 24 hours without charging. That's okay for them. I don't do that. I'm definitely sure I could get an extra hour, or at least an extra hour of battery life after, like, until it gets dead. So it could maybe possibly get 9 hours of screen on time. So yeah, that's basically the only thing I do to get 8 hours on my device anyway. I don't know about other people's devices. I've had this kind of battery life on the Note 8 before, if you've seen my other videos, but that was in the initial stages. That's when I bought it real early. It's been about a month or 2 months now. I'm still getting good battery life without even trying very hard. Also, one tip that I will advise is occasionally allow your battery to drop below 20% before you charge it. Because I do find that on the days that I charge, some days when it's 50, I get battery anxiety, and I'm like, nah, I don't really like to see it dip below 50%. So on those days, I charge it up and I get less screen on time and less usage. But on the days where, or like on a good period when I'm charging it from close to zero or below 20% up to 100%, the battery life is always better. So I will advise that you charge it from like not completely zero, but at least like in a single digit range or under 20%, around 15% to 100. Charge it like that periodically, and that helps me a lot personally. That helps me a lot, a whole lot. So, yeah, it's 8 hours of SOT still going. Um, I'm using it at full resolution. I do not use the 1080p mode. I have my Samsung Pay working, everything. So it's not like I'm neutering the performance of anything. I just make sure that there's optimization in the background, and I do change my charging habits a little bit. So that's basically it. All right. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. And if you also like the video but don't want to subscribe, please hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.